Right, today we finally get to fit the windows, which is scary because we're actually going to start drilling holes in panels in the van. I've got 3 windows to fit. I'm going to do 2 at the back, 2 small long ones at the back, and then a big one on the door, which will basically go like the whole size of this door. So that's a big heavy window. No way that I can do that on my own. So today I have an assistant. This is Dad. Dad, say hi to everyone.
Hello, hi everybody.
So this is my dad Phil, who is a master craftsman and ultimate perfectionist, who will be helping me to do this job today. So we're just currently figuring out how to get the holes cut, how to get some of the things off. We're starting to hack pieces off of the van, and we will report in and you can follow along and watch us. So we've got the first batten off, support. I'm just going to explain how we're doing this, because I've seen a lot of people in their van builds of using angle grinders to cut through and get them off. We're doing it slightly different. What we're doing is we're actually drilling into where it's welded at the top and bottom, which is just releasing the weld into the spot weld, yeah. The sides here are all just like a sealant, so they're just coming up with a Stanley knife. And then we're just actually using a chisel just to bash in and get it in, and finding actually they come off pretty easy and actually don't need an angle grinder to do them. So yeah, another way to be able to get those supports off for your windows. Oh!
There's a hole in your van.
I want to do some of these holes as well, you know.
Got it.
Fully van. So it's now Saturday the 13th of November. It's a week since Dad and I put the first windows in. I didn't film the whole process, if I'm honest. It was a completely new thing. Like, neither Dad nor I had ever done a bonded window before on any kind of vehicle or any kind of object at all. It was completely new to us. So it was a bit of a learning curve doing it, and when we actually got into the stage of actually doing the bonding agent and getting it all right, we were so focused on what we were doing that I forgot to put the videos on. And we kind of encountered like our first challenge, and I guess the first mistake in a way with doing it. The windows that we've put in are actually have a very small space in which you can actually put the bonding agent that goes around. So essentially the window gets glued to the outside of the van with this very thick black bonding adhesive. And You have to get it at quite a good height because there's also like a trim inside the window, and it needs to be thick enough that it will actually compensate for the trim as well. But in order to get a thick enough bead to go over the trim, with a very, very narrow sort of work surface that you're working on, actually meant that when we put the windows on, quite a lot of the bonding agent squeezed outside the edge of the windows. So we've ended up with like some squishy around, which didn't look very good at all. So I had to spend this week working out how to fix that, how to tidy it up. So that's what I've been working on. So basically in the end, I got a razor that's designed for cleaning hobs. Sorry, the puppy's running around behind me. A razor that's designed for cleaning hobs, ceramic hobs, which is obviously designed for being able to very sort of gently remove stuff, and started scraping a little bit with that. And then I also got scalpels, knives, to very gently tease around the edge of the trim and start tidying it up. So I did the water test on one of the windows a couple of days ago, and that was successful. There is no leaks, which is great, and it looks perfectly tidy. And I'm just about to go out now and finish tidying up the second window, the outside of that. And then Dad is also coming back today, and we are going to fit the large window on the sliding door of the van, which essentially will be the window that's like next to the kitchen in Nellie when she's done. So I'm all dressed up and ready to get out there into the cold, and yeah, I'll try and film a little bit more today. These are both of the windows now in, and I've cleaned up all the edges of them, so they're looking pretty good. There's definitely going to be some repair work to do on the outside. This one, if you look down in the corner here, you can see where the seal, even though we massively overdid it with sealant, you can see that there's actually a little gap down here. So a lot of people, when there's something not quite right with it, will actually take them off and do them again. But I don't know, I've got a feeling that we can pack that in some way. And if it was at the top, I'd be worried, because obviously at the top is where the water definitely would get in, but it's not, it's lower down. This one's perfectly fine, completely watertight. Just show you from the outside what they're now looking like. Excuse my giant pile of mud where I'm having to dig an area of my garden out at the moment. So yeah, so from the outside they're all cleaned up at the edges. If I was to really zoom in close, you can still see they're a little bit scruffy still, and there's definitely some scratching on them. But actually, that's my workshop, by the way, in case you've not seen that yet. Actually, they look pretty good. Pretty pleased with how they've come out. Just a little bit of clean up to do, tidy up a few scratches, probably a little bit of T-cut or something in them in a few places, and that should be done. So now on to the big window. So this is where the big window is going to go, which is in the door. So essentially it will take up, try and move my finger in the right direction, it will take up that panel there. So that panel needs to come out, and then the window will go in. Window, show you the window. So this is the window. So this window, of course, is significantly bigger than the little ones that we've done so far. And Dad has just arrived to come and help me. I'm going to go let him in. You might have just seen on the time lapse that we now have this window in, and you probably also saw on the time lapse that we had to take it out and put it back in again. I was going to show you what happened with this. So basically, as we were doing this, we realised that we put the bead, yeah, I don't know if you can see this very well on the camera, but we actually put a bead too high. And so when we put it on, we realised it wasn't sticking at the bottom. When we came in and had a look, we realised it was because the bead was way too high. Didn't realise we had such little space to play with, so we took it off, resealed the whole thing again, and there we go. I'll take you outside. Come and see the window from the outside. Very exciting. It looks really sexy. Oh. Yeah, climbing over the mud again. Yeah, so there it is. So it's all just being secured on there now. That's going to have to dry overnight, and then tomorrow it will have the inevitable water test. So there's Dad still cleaning things. Perfectionist Dad. Not happy until it's perfect. Happy? Sort of. We had to do a little repair work on there as well. That was where I mentioned earlier that we had the little gap. So we've masked that up and put some more bonding agent in there just to close that gap up. So it should all be good and done. There we go, windows. Very exciting, big job done.